was a golden era for Southern California. People were on the move, and their new machines were creating an increasing demand for oil and fuels. The area was rustic, open land, sand, and scattered farms. However, the value of such a location caught the trained eye of R.J. Hanna and his team working for Standard Oil. Hopping off the red car in the middle of nowhere led to the beginning of what would become El Segundo. The year was 1911 and the refinery rises and opens at record speed. Word was out. Workers flocked to the area. The expansion was so fast that 10 cities sprang up to shelter the arriving workers with families, while structures were still being erected. The El Segundo Land and Improvement Company purchased 1,470 acres for a town site and began laying out the new township. In just over a few years, the future is bright around a town nicknamed Payroll City. A diversity of businesses sprouts up to support the new community. Everybody wants to buy in El Segundo. The city of El Segundo becomes official as they receive their certificate of incorporation from the state. Wasting no time, that evening they elect the trustees, the clerk, and the treasurer. One of the first orders of business, a place to meet. The new city passes a resolution to pay $5 a month to the El Segundo Hotel for a space to meet in. The city is officially open for business. The city of El Segundo continues to thrive and progress. The physical geography of the city's location, coupled with the strong civic commitment, grows El Segundo's infrastructure.
El Segundo can't get bigger because on the west it's the ocean, on the east it's industry, the airport's on the north, and on the south is at the refinery, so it's not like it can expand too much.
A date which will live in infamy.
World War II changes things for the 25-year-old city. The city adapts, becomes the can-do attitude. Chevron and the local companies begin unprecedented expansion for the war effort. War also affects the residents as blackouts and fear of invasion brings the community together.
I do remember when they had the air raid that was off the coast, and I remember my mother shoved me under the bed, but I peeked out through the window and I could actually see all of the searchlights going around in the sky.
It was used at a place where the gentleman that went around and walking around town and made sure you had your curtains pulled and all this sort of stuff. So I'd say the town was very close together in those days.
As men are used for armed forces, women begin to replace them as workers in local factories.
Well, World War II was really the biggie, I think, because it changed a lot of things. It changed women working, for instance, and a lot of the younger men, of course, going to war.
War ends and post-war businesses take off. It doesn't have to fly to be built in El Segundo. Postponed for the war effort, the library is completed. During the 50s and 60s, progress was not limited to a business theme. El Segundo moves forward with expanding and development of its own. Public service and meetings were greatly improved with the completion of City Hall. With this community services commitment comes the realization that El Segundo is more than pipes, streets, and buildings. It's the people.
And people got along, everybody knew everybody. There was a lot of wonderful services that the city provided to the residents of the city, but just the friendliness of the community, and it was some place that I enjoyed living and raising my family.
I walk up and down the streets a lot, and I know most people and they know me, and that's one of the most valuable things of this town.
Public facilities development increases for the community as the city delivers. Traditionally, since our city's founding, Chevron has always supported municipal and community progress. Chevron continually supports all things El Segundo. As the residential community continues to thrive, the innovation at El Segundo business community always seems to be pushing forward. A nationwide recession creates a dramatic impact on our city and its business community. The city and its communities again adapts by developing new strategies for stimulating economic growth and diversity. El Segundo continues as a legacy about a city committed to embracing its residential and business communities. Administering a truly local feel municipality with a proven mission of flexibility to reinvent itself for a changing civic environment. The future is bright as quite possibly the best tradition has yet to be written.